The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Rodgers now on first down. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And it's caught by Parker. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the
up quickly. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Deion Jones in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play down. Looking for Hurns, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now Saquon Barkley, solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Let's go! On second down, here's Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Out of the gun, Brissett. And able to find Kirk complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay back.
And this is taken in at the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. And give them a gain of 37.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their
touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his second touchdown on the season. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was looking to get it to Parker again. That'll bring up second down.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Rodgers will try again on second down. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And he's got it to Hearns. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And the Colts getting ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there.
Here we go.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, oh, he's a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Brissett to throw on first. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he is all the way up past the 25. He has just been alone for opposing offenses to account for now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, bowls right over him. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
Let's go, come on.
On second down, here's Rodgers. And over the middle, this is Parker. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Broncos were their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a first and goal from the 10-yard line. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and the Colts pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Open man is Uzama. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, here's Brissett. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Let's go. What? Nothing. What? Nothing.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Carl Lawson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to Denver right after this. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Let's go. What? None.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Wiggles free. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Brissett. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field, and they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Yeah, difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Here's Rodgers. He's going to air one out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now a handoff looking right, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw. He's going to launch this thing way down. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Devontae Parker with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos are in for 6.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. In for the score. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
319.
Rodgers now on first down. Looking long for Westbrook. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
Now Rodgers going up top. It got his man complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, check 26.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
26.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Zoom.
To throw is Rodgers. Looking to throw on second down. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right down the middle. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they get the field goal here at the end of the second quarter and take the lead into the lockers.
And isn't that what every team wants to do? Right at the end of the half, put points on the board, and go into the locker room feeling a lot better about themselves.
So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter three. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number three. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number three. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Let's go. White 90. White 90.
Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got 3 at one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The Colts on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. The 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ronald Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are in for 6. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And Denver getting set to take the field. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. To throw is Rodgers. Flush to his right. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Parker. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Broncos are in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
We're set now on second down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Again, it's Jones. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Colts are in for 6. Such an art to dot the I, just get the feet in right there against the line before going out of bounds.
Such an incredibly graceful, athletic play, but also a lot of practice goes into it. They work on that to make sure that they learn how to train their feet to get down in bounds.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding some room at midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Going deep here for Parker. That's going to be caught. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Devontae Parker, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos are in for 6. Extra point attempt here still to come. Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught?
He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing. Brissett. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To throw, Brissett. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They had enough yards for the 1st down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No 1st down.
One hits the crossbar, and it's no good. Oh, by the slimmest of margins, they're unable to tie this game. He had it on line, gave it a pretty good ride, too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And, Brandon, you know kickers very well. I'll bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, they'll tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Flushed out right. His throw incomplete. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. And it's 3rd and 5.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
He finds Hearns left side. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Rodgers now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And his kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Gets fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And it'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Here's Brissett. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bird. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Brissett now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll run it again with Barkley. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
He's back to throw. And an alley to run. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Oh, fighting off the defender. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory, as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. They'll run with Barkley, and they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And now they're an extra point away from winning this thing in the final seconds.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that might be enough to win them the football game, as they now take the lead in the final seconds. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And coming out now, the Broncos. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range, or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.